What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So we learned a lot of information yesterday, Sunday, about the Social Security and Medicare cuts that we could potentially see. And today we have more details. So I'm going to show you guys some of the actual quotes from some politicians that are talking about making some adjustments to Social Security and Medicare. So that's what we're going to focus on in this video. But first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell notification, and then click all. By clicking all, you'll get notified anytime we put out a video. We do daily videos here, so by clicking the bell notification and clicking all, you should be getting updated every day. Okay, so if you guys wait till the end of this video, I'm going to start doing the secret code thing again. So I'll give you a secret code. You put it in the comments, and I'll make sure to reply to those comments. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the story that we're talking about today. So we're talking about Social Security and Medicare and cuts, potential cuts. So Yahoo News is reporting Republicans signal cuts to Social Security, Medicare with new House majority. Okay, so we knew that this was going to be a possibility, and it does look like they do want to move forward with cuts. Now, there is a silver lining. There's some good news when it comes to this, because the cuts that they want to make, and let me move down here and show you guys so I'm not just talking. First off, when it comes to Chip Roy, who's a congressman in Texas, he is saying that they are not going to make any cuts to Social Security and Medicare for any people who are currently receiving benefits. And so that's the silver lining. They don't want to make any cuts to people who are currently receiving Social Security. So that is actually good. But as we move down, they do talk a little bit about the programs and how they want to make cuts, and kind of the study that they've been doing. They have a study committee, which I didn't even know existed, but they have a study committee. And what they're saying is they want to make cuts, but they want to start at this level here. People 54 years old or younger. And the cut would be that you would have to wait. Okay, so your full retirement age would actually increase. So they haven't given us any information as far as when that would happen. Like what are we looking at? What age are we looking at? Is it 70? Is it 72? Is it 69? We don't have that information as of yet. But this is something that is very serious, and this is something that will happen. So people who are working right now that are 54, they might be thinking, okay, I can retire in, let's say, 10 years or 12 years. That might not be the case. You might have to wait and retire in 17 or 18 years, which is sad for a lot of people, because a lot of people plan their retirement around Social Security benefits as well as their 401k. They use both of those together, and they're able to retire. But if they move that full-time retirement age up, that will affect a lot of people. And that is a cut, because that means that you have a shorter span of time that you can receive Social Security benefits, because obviously we don't live forever. Okay, so that's what they're talking about right now. Now, you do have Democrats that are pushing back and saying that this is not going to be, we're not going to go for anything like this, okay? Any cuts to Social Security or Medicare is just a non-starter for them. However, we have the debt ceiling that needs to be talked about, and that's what they're going to use. And I'm telling you guys this months in advance. We'll probably see this fight. It'll get really heated probably in June, July, and then in August they need to make this decision. And in August we'll need to raise the debt ceiling in order to pay our bills. So that is what they're talking about right now. But Democrats are going to be on one side saying, no, we're not making any adjustments to Social Security or Medicare. And then you have some Republicans that are saying, no, we're going to make these adjustments. And if you don't like us making these adjustments, that's okay. We won't vote to raise the debt ceiling, which will mean that our economy will tank and we could fall into a recession, a deep recession as a result. So this is very serious. And politicians, we saw what happened when it came to the whole speaker, and I'll call it chaos, speaker chaos, where you had a few Republicans that held out and they were keeping Speaker McCarthy from becoming speaker. And so we could see this again when it comes to this fight, because a lot of those politicians that were holding out against Speaker McCarthy, they're the ones that don't want to pay for anything. They don't want to raise the debt ceiling. They don't want to, they want Social Security and Medicare to be cut. Not all of them, but you do have some of them that are interested in doing that. And so they'll hold out again because they don't care if our economy goes into the trash. They don't care if we're looking at a situation where we fall into a deep recession. And they've shown right now that they're not going to go along with some of these politicians. And you might think, well, that's we shouldn't be raising the debt ceiling. That could be your stance, but we've already spent the money. So what do you do in that situation? Okay, in the future, maybe we can start working on a budget, but right now, if the money's already been spent, you need to pay those bills. And so you're going to need to raise the debt ceiling, maybe one more time raise the debt ceiling in order to pay those bills, and then move forward after this. Generally, the way it works is the party in power, they don't care about spending money, but then if they're not in power, that's when they care about spending money. But this is a little bit different when you're looking at this split in the Republican Party, where you have, in the House, you have Republicans in charge. They're leading the House. However, you have a small faction of Republicans that just want to go against anything that anyone wants to do. And so this is going to be a very chaotic 2023. And I just wanted to let you guys know, like I said, anytime information comes out, I want you guys to know how these politicians feel about certain things and what they want to do when it comes to Social Security, when it comes to retirement as a whole. Because like I said, if you're 54 years old right now or younger, you could be thinking, okay, I can retire. Let's say I want to retire at 66 or 67. Well, that might not be an option if they go ahead and move forward with what they want to do and raise the full-time retirement age. You might still be able to retire, but guess what? You're going to get less if you retire at 67. If they raise the age to 70 and you planned on retiring at 67, guess what? You're not going to get that full amount. You're going to have to wait until you're 70. So if you want to retire at 67, you can, but you're going to get a cut. And that's why they're talking about saying this is a cut to Social Security, because this can change your whole plans, and it could change your plans 3-4 years down the road that you're going to have to wait. And so we're finding out more and more when it comes to the concessions that Speaker McCarthy made in order to become Speaker. And we're going to find out more and more as the days go by. And this is just one of the things that they're focused on. One of the things that they want to do is they want to raise the age limit for full retirement. And so once again, the silver lining, the good news when it comes to this whole situation is they're not going to touch anyone who's receiving Social Security right now. Social Security, Medicare, they're not going after those people. They're not going to raise their age. And I had some people ask me the question, well, if I'm 67 right now and I just started collecting Social Security, does that mean that if they do pass something like this and they raise the age to 70, do I have to wait until 70 to get full retirement if I've already started collecting retirement now or collecting Social Security now? The answer is no. They're not going to address anyone that's receiving Social Security right now. They're going to have people 54, and this is what they're talking about. 54 or younger, those are the people who will be affected, and they're going to have to wait an extra 2-3 years. We don't even know what the number is yet because they haven't talked about that. But this is something that we're looking at. This is a very real possibility. And like I said, there are other ways to handle this. You can have stabilizers in place that says that the FICA that you pay, the payroll tax that you're paying when you're working, they can adjust that. Right now it's 6.2%. It's flat at 6.2%. It doesn't change, but they can have stabilizers in place. And what those stabilizers would do is if our economy starts to go down, that's when the stabilizers would kick in and you would pay just a little bit more. And we're talking incremental amounts when it comes to a percentage more towards Social Security to offset the situation that we're in. So if you have people that are getting laid off, because basically the way that it works is if you have people getting laid off, you have a lot of people who are unemployed. They're not paying into that payroll tax. That payroll tax is going to Social Security for Social Security benefits. And so if we get into a situation like that where our economy starts going down, everyone starts losing their jobs, now that stabilizer kicks in. And so they'll have to pay a small percentage more in the payroll tax in order to offset all the people who are not working because of the way the economy is. So you can have that stabilizer in place, or you can just have a flat, okay, it's 6.2% now, we're going to raise it to 6.4 or 6.5. You can just do that, a flat rate, and it's not a situation where it's a stabilizer. It's just we're increasing the tax by that much. So that's another option. So there are options that are out there. You don't have to raise the age limit. You have a lot of people that are looking forward to retiring, and they want to use Social Security as an offset. Social Security should only supplement about 40%, but they need that 40% in order to retire. And if they're thinking, yeah, I want to retire at 67, that might not be an option for people that are around my age. So this is going to be something that's really crucial. And I keep saying this, and the reason that I'm telling you guys this is not to scare you, but I want you to understand that politicians they're really considering this. So Republicans finally have the leverage that they need by using the debt ceiling in order to get things done. So they can use that debt ceiling and get some of these cuts if they want to move forward with that. So we're just going to have to follow the story and see where it goes. And the secret code is if you type in 6 and then write a question or make a comment, then I will respond to those comments down below. So make sure you guys do that. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more. And I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.